Hey everybody, I'm Jacob. I'm a web designer and I'm really excited about the ability to create permasites, which are permanent copies of websites that you can always go back to rather than having stuff on temporary hosting platforms. So there's some new techniques here and I'm going to walk you through the 10 steps to be able to create a permasite from an existing one. So here's what you'll need to do. First is download the static site files. I use Mac and I really like this tool called Offline Pages Pro. And if you put in a website you want to save, let's save this one. And then just simply go to download and just download the website. Maybe there's 50 to 80 pages on this one, and it'll get started over here and generate those files. So while that's happening, let me walk through the process of what we're going to be doing. So after we do that, we're going to want to create an account on our drive. That is a Dropbox-like interface that is permanent. And if you go to rdrive.io, you can see how it works. And I would recommend just hitting try for free and getting yourself oriented. And then let's go. You'll click new user on here and it'll get you started. Now, I'm already logged in, so it's just going to ask me for my password. And there we go. And that's going to sync up so that it's ready. Now, this site is still downloading about halfway, and then we will get those files popped up here on our drive. So once you've got your account created, next we need to create a new public drive. Now, I have already done that. Here's my public drive called Permasites. If you're going to create one, you go to New and create a public drive. Name it whatever you want. I would make it public so that anyone can see these sites and you don't have to be logged in or have some kind of special password to be able to see them. So once you've created the drive, then you're getting close. You're going to want to be able to top up so that you can pay for the files. Again, it's pay once, store forever that are going to go onto our drive. So in this case, I already have a few credits that are here. If I need more, I just hit add. And I think the minimum spend is $5 US, and then you can get some more credits and they go a long way. That's probably close to a gigabyte worth of data, which should cover this website that we're downloading right now. I'm almost done. So that's the process there. Then the next thing we're going to do is upload those static files into the public drive. Now, in this case, I am going to upload I'm going to just create a new folder. Let's start there, and let's call it Fort BI, Friends of Rails Trails, Vancouver Island. So I created that folder, and then once we got it, we're ready to put some files in. So let's see how we're doing over here. Done. 79 pages. Fantastic. So there's a copy, offline friendly copy of the website that you could see on any browser if you wanted to. But with Offline Pages Pro, I am just going to export it as a local website. And that means I can load it in a browser even if I don't have internet connection. And here is the file. Now the stuff I want is this index, which is the key. If I click on this and open it with Chrome, let's say, or Brave, which I'm in right now, it will open it up and you can see that it is pulling from my local files. It is not pulling from the internet. And even if I click around, it's still using my local file. So that's pretty sweet. It's made HTML copies. That means that not all the functionality might work. There's probably a donation form or a contact form that may not work, but you get at least the content and we're going to be able to keep that permanently. So let's go back. Here on Fort VI, I have nothing to see, and we're going to upload. Let's just experiment with uploading one file, which is that index file. And I go to downloads. There's the index file. It's 291 bytes. That means it's probably free. Right now, everything on our drive under 500 kbs is free. So there we go, super fast, and it's up, and it's going to start syncing. Now we're going to upload a whole folder. So let's do that. That is all the content. Boom, and it's probably going to be many MBs, 597 files, and this one will take a while. So I'm just going to let this cook, and it will tell me the cost. So the cost is 0.05 credits or 0.08 ARs. If I want to know what in the world, how much does that actually cost, I go to rdrive.io/pricing, and what was it, 0.08 AR, something like that. So if I go down here to AR, I click in 0.08, not like this, 0.8, and it should tell me, yeah, 58 cents. Okay, it's not too bad for a whole website. There we go. I'll pay. I'm actually going to pay in credits, so it's even less. There's a discount if you pay in credits, so maybe 30 cents. Okay, upload that, and then it's going to take a little while to get almost 600 files. So I'm going to pause the recording, and then we'll come back when it's done. Hey, I'm back, and we're making great progress on our 10 steps to permanence. In fact, we're all the way up to number 7. We have uploaded the static files. We did the waiting for them to be fully uploaded and mined to the Arweave network, and now we're on to the secret sauce, which is to create a manifest. So we know that things are good because we're seeing a little green dot by our files. And if we go into these almost 600 files, you can see green dots everywhere. If you're not sure, you can always do a resync up here and refresh things and see if your green dot appears. It may take 30 minutes or even longer until that shows up, and then you're good to go. So here's the next step, step 7. Come down here, go to Advanced, New Manifest. Now you want to make sure to put this in the same folder as your index.html. I'm just going to call this Permasite, and then this will probably be a freebie. So again, I'm putting it right with the index.html file, and boom. And that shouldn't take long to get started, but we're going to have another pause and wait until it is a green light. Hey, I'm back and we are nearly there. We created a manifest and now we've had another brief wait while that transaction was sent to the Arweave network. So all we need to do now is go and check it out. So I'm going to see here that our manifest has a little green dot and it's got its own icon, which is cool. And if I click on this, a details panel pops up and all I need to do is click this preview one that actually launches the website. Now there's a huge URL, but this URL is permanent unchanging, and you can copy this and use it like any other URL. And as you can see, you can click around and have a look at the pages. Now some things may not work, like a contact form. It actually may work and send a message, but it'll probably just be suspended and won't pop up a confirmation. If you're an advanced user, you may find some good ways to get PHP to work on permasites, but in general, it's best for a static site that just has a lot of content. So the last step is to do domain masking. So what you could do is purchase a domain like Fort VI Archive and use it to mask this super long Arweave domain. Another option is to purchase an RNS name. These are brand new. If you go to rns.app, you can search for a name, and if it's available, you can pick it up, and then you could use that and actually have your permasite as easy as just that name in the Arweave name system. I've got a few of these. I'll show you how they work. So if we go to Manage Assets, you can see some of my names, and the ants are the Arweave name tokens that you can control to be able to point those names to specific transactions. So let's look at this Vancouver one that I've got. You'll see that it is pointing to this specific transaction. That is the target ID. And if I go in and I type in vancouver.rio.dev, and then you can use any gateway here on the end, it will pull up this conference in Vancouver that I was a part of, and you can see that it is in fact a permasite, and then you can click around it just as you would anything else, and that's much more friendly and easy to work with compared to something super long like this. So an ant is a good choice. Now where do you find that transaction ID to be able to use it? It's right in ArDrive. So you can see right here the data transaction ID. You can copy that, and if you purchase an ant, all you need to do is put that in as your target ID, and then your ant will go right away to that new domain name. Okay, I hope this overview is helpful for you and you really enjoy making permanent sites and they become a useful tool in your toolbox for website building.